For centuries, Christians have believed in a fiery hell and a peaceful, radiant heaven. What if the science now tells us that everything we knew about these realms is provably and completely wrong? What began as light-hearted fun between scientists crunching numbers from the Bible has led to the discovery of something truly bizarre. They found something that challenges everything we thought we knew about the Bible and what it has to say about the afterlife. Could heaven be hiding a secret? And what happens when a little modern-day physics is applied to ancient scriptures? Find out the bizarre but true story where heaven is hotter than hell. For centuries, theologians, poets, and religious leaders have all painted us vivid pictures of what heaven and hell both look like. Ancient texts describe hell as a place of fire and brimstone, where sinners are cast into the eternal flames of damnation. From Dante's Inferno to Milton's Paradise Lost, the imagery of hell is always hot and fiery. A realm of suffering where the fallen are tormented by flames for all of eternity, whilst heaven, on the other hand, is always depicted as a place of divine light and brightness with warmth. The streets are paved with gold, the radiant skies and brilliance are so powerful that neither the sun or the moon are needed. But what happens if some modern science meets those ancient manuscripts? Well, that's when things start to get bizarrely awkward, to say the least. Because back in the 1970s, a group of physicists and meteorologists decided to calculate the specific temperatures of heaven and hell using actual descriptions provided within passages of the Bible. But what started as light-hearted academic fun soon led to a jaw-dropping discovery. To estimate hell's temperature, researchers turned to the Bible, Revelation 21.8, which describes the fate of sinners, and says, "Their part shall be in a lake, which burneth with fire and brimstone." Since brimstone's just another word for sulfur, scientists knew that they had a solid reference point to start their calculations from. That's because sulfur's known to melt at 115 degrees centigrade and to boil at 444.6. This means that, at most, according to the Bible itself, hell can't be hotter than 445 degrees centigrade, assuming that it acts at atmospheric pressures similar to those of Earth, though scientists agreed, and hell's maximum temperature was set to 445 degrees C. But then next, it came time to calculate the temperature of heaven. To estimate this, scientists turned to Isaiah 30:26, which states, "The light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun, and the light of the sun shall be sevenfold the light of 7 days." Interpreting this literally, they concluded that heaven receives 7 times more the amount of solar radiation as does the Earth. So by using Stefan-Boltzmann's law, a physics principle that calculates temperatures based on radiation, scientists were able to crunch the numbers, and they arrived at a shocking result. Heaven's estimated temperature? A scorching 525 degrees C. That's nearly 100 degrees hotter than they calculated for hell. Naturally, this caused somewhat of an uproar when the discovery was revealed. Religious scholars dismissed the findings, and even the Archbishop of Madrid weighed in, claiming that the Isaiah passage had been misinterpreted. According to him, the Bible only meant that heaven receives 7 times the brightness, and not 7 times the heat. So, when recalculated on his correction, heaven's temperature did drop to a balmy 230 degrees, still hotter than a comfortable summer's day, but at least slightly cooler than hell this time. Now, whilst the scientific calculations were entirely hypothetical, albeit based on real information in the Bible itself, they did end up sparking a much deeper debate, and not just about temperatures, but about the whole nature of the afterlife itself. Because here's the thing that most people don't realize. That traditional fire and brimstone version of hell that we've all been given, well, it's never actually come from any teachings supposedly written from Jesus' time at all. In fact, the Bible never even describes hell as a place of eternal burning and torture. There's just no mention of hell's conditions ever actually made. Now, most Christians assume that when we die, we immediately go to heaven or hell based on the type of life we've led. But ancient Jewish beliefs, including those from Jesus' time, tell a very different story. Originally, early Jewish teachings didn't include heaven or hell at all. Instead, they described Sheol, a simple grave where the dead ceased to exist. There was no torture, no reward, just, well, nothingness. But later, as Jewish thought evolved, a new idea began to emerge. The idea of a divine resurrection. The dead wouldn't be sent to separate realms of bliss or agony, but instead, they'd all be brought back to life in a new kingdom on earth, ruled by God. But what about the wicked? Wouldn't they be tortured forever in hell? Well, not exactly. Jesus, following Jewish tradition, never actually spoke of eternal torment. Instead, he warned that the wicked would be cast into the fire, not to burn forever, but to be completely destroyed. The punishment, according to ancient Judaism, wasn't eternal suffering. It was complete annihilation. Even when Jesus is documented as having spoken of Gehenna, often translated as hell, he was probably actually referring to a real place, a valley just outside Jerusalem that had become a symbol of desolation and ruin. It was a real place, an unpleasant wasteland and dumping ground where trash and corpses were burned outside of the city limits, not a supernatural torture chamber. So if not Jesus, where did our modern idea of hell actually even come from? Well, surprisingly it wasn't the Bible, but it was actually the ancient Greeks. Ancient Greek thinkers like Plato and Socrates believed in the immortality of the soul, an idea that wasn't originally part of Jewish or early Christian teachings at all, but later Christian clerics decided to merge these Greek ideas with their own biblical themes to create the image of hell as this eternal lake of fire, which we might recognize today. So what started as just a light-hearted physics calculation about the Bible actually has ended up shining a light on something far more unsettling. Not only does the science suggest that heaven might actually be hotter than hell, according to the Bible itself, but it also raises a much bigger question. Do heaven and hell even exist at all, given the complete lack of verifiable proof and completely contradictory descriptions that we're given about them? For centuries, religious traditions have painted these vivid pictures of the afterlife, but as soon as logic, physics, and even historical analysis are applied, the cracks in the story all begin to show. Hell is a fiery torture chamber, a verifiable later invention. Heaven as a divine paradise? Well, more of a poetic interpretation than a proven truth. Awkwardly, the science doesn't confirm that these ancient stories and ideas exist in real life. It actually completely challenges them. So, is the afterlife a cosmic certainty, or just a human invention designed to comfort and control people using hope and fear whilst they're still alive? Well, if we rely solely on the evidence rather than faith, the answer seems obvious. So, when it comes to heaven and hell, the real mystery isn't really what happens after death. It's what makes so many people convinced that they already know.